Hello everyone, it's Jill Fountain here, and I have got a special guest with me today. Now, Yewande Rolph is the owner of the Natural Fragrance Company, and she makes her own fragrances. We have got a producer in the house. And Yewande I met through networking, in actual fact, networking with LinkedIn Local in Basingstoke, and she has happily, she came along and she gave a presentation, I think it was last month, to everyone, talking about how she made, how you came about your company and the advantages of the different fragrances. Now, I have to say, I have poured through your website looking at all your different fragrances and all your different products there, and I'm absolutely spoiled for choice, and I'm sure you do a selection and a pick and mix, but I want to sort of try and find out from you what are the advantages of some of the different fragrances that you do. So that's me shutting up now, Yewande, and letting you do something, because I could talk forever, as you know.
I could listen forever. You're amazing.
So I'll let you have. So off you go.
The number one is lavender. We've got the lavender one here. And this is a small one, which is part of a gift pack for Christmas. So it's got some lavender bags and lavender. So number one is lavender because it helps people relax, it helps them rest, and it kind of helps them sleep as well. So quite often people spray it just before going to sleep, and they fall into sleep really nicely.
Lovely.
Yeah, number one is lavender, but there's other ones, a whole range of different ones.
Oh, I know. So is that your top seller? Because I know you sell all over. I'm not sure, I haven't found out from you, but I do know you sell all over the country. But are you international, or are you?
I have got a lady in Canada that's using some in a yoga studio.
Oh, yes. Yes, because again, it's that relaxation side of things. And I did see on your website, because like I say, I've been delving around, there was some lovely testimonials, but there was a couple of there about hay fever.
Yes, hay fever. So hay fever is very debilitating, and quite often people, well, for instance, I'm a sufferer of hay fever, and I've helped people think about what they can do to enhance their well-being during hay fever. Because I understand hay fever is something that you have because your immune system is attacking pollen, and pollen, in essence. So pollen should be something that's in the air and you can just brush it off. But because there's something about your immune system that's attacking pollen and making you have all the symptoms like watery eyes and coughing and things like that. So what I say is that please try to do whatever you can to strengthen your immune system, so that when it comes round, you can not have so many symptoms. So it goes into things like sleeping, eating, exercising, deep breathing, relaxing, and also taking, I find that quite often what I personally do is 3 months before my hay fever season, so from January, I take pollen, which is the one that you can buy from the shops. Yeah, you can buy the pollen from the shops. I take that. Okay. I also have nettle. I take nettle tablets, and I have local honey, as well as this oil I use. Yeah, so I do 4 things 3 months before my hay fever season, and I find that I don't get I don't get many symptoms.
Oh, right. I knew about the honey, the local honey, not just going to Tesco's or
local honey,
but locally grown honey, because it's taken the pollen from your local environment, because that's where the bees are making it.
Yeah.
And that they do reckon that gives you some resistance to it, doesn't it? But I didn't know about the nettle and the I didn't even know you could get pollen. Is it tablets, or is it?
The actual pollen, it looks the little pollen, it's kind of like little seeds. It looks a bit like little seeds, but it's softer than seeds. So I take maybe about 1/4 teaspoon every day, 3 months.
Wow.
It's a good idea to do things 3 months before your season starts.
Yeah. Because like you say, it is I can't even say the word. Debilitating. Thank you. Somebody knows. But so then when we get into the season, because I know for a fact that we have got a few members here that get allergies throughout the year, depending on tree pollen, flower pollen, you know, whatever season it is. But when we get into that side of it, this is where some of your fragrances kick in.
Yeah, yeah. So I also use this hay fever help oil if I can find it. It's got chamomile. I can't find it. Sorry, it's
That's okay.
it's an oil, and it's got chamomile, pure chamomile essential oil, pure lavender essential oil, and pure sunflower essential oil. And I use it on my neck and my nose before sleeping. 3 months every night, 3 months before my season. So yeah, I'm kind of slowly building myself up so that
Yeah.
when my body gets attacked with all
Yeah.
this pollen,
Yes.
I think mine's tree pollen.
Yes.
It can resist it.
Yeah. Well, that's it. You've built up your resistance, haven't you?
Yeah.
And then that that sort of kicks in, and so that's. But you have been doing this a long time, haven't you? This is not there on the moment. I think I might go away and do this. I know for a fact that you've been doing this for a while now, and it, like you say, it is natural. So are we biodegradable? What are we biodegradable? I've got here sustainable, all the things, all those words that you want to use in your website.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's very difficult to kind of just put it in a nutshell, but my vision is to do something that will harm the environment as little as possible. You see, because the things we do will, you know, like we might take something off a tree, but most of the tree is okay, and then the tree will grow back again. So that's my vision. And because I wanted to do it to help my son, because my son was very, very allergic to a lot of things.
Oh, right.
For a long time. He's 18 now. So I was able to help him because I do lots of reading and tried things on him that was safe. So I tried pure sunflower oil or pure almond oil or pure oils on him, on his skin. And then if it worked, I carried on. And if it didn't work, I didn't carry on. So he's 18 now. So ever since he was born, I've been trying to look after him naturally with his allergies and things. So I built up like a knowledge base. And then I started my stores in 2012. And in 2013 was when my company started. And then I wanted to, because people were asking me questions. Oh, how did you look after him? What did you do to help him relax? So all these things I did.
Yeah.
Made sure he slept on time, gave him enough water, made sure he ate vegetables, tried to cheer him up with different ones. For instance, I've got, which I haven't got to hand, but there's lemon and there's orange sprays I do as well.
Oh, yes.
And the orange, he loved the orange one. He says, oh, Mum, that's nice. Makes me feel lovely. And he's taken some to university with him.
Oh, so, he'll be so popular with the girls. Oh, my word.
Yeah. So my vision was to make things that are really good for the environment and things that last long as well. So for instance, this guy, he bought one of my lemongrass sprays for his car, and that was 5 years ago, and he's still using it.
No. You're going to have to do something about that.
I think it lasts too long.
You won't have any repeated sales coming along, because it will be but you also make bespoke ones, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Made to measure, as it were. So
I really enjoy doing that, actually. Yeah, I did that recently. There was a guy I met in a networking group, and he was very proactive, actually. He phoned me about 4 weeks ago, and he said, I want to have a present for my wife. What can I do? And I said, well, it's difficult to buy for women because women are so, they just don't know what they want. And I said, let's have a Zoom meeting. So yeah, I had a Zoom meeting, and then he dragged his wife in, and his wife said, why didn't you give me any notice? And he said, oh, let's just ask. So I asked her questions like, are you going to use it on your neck or your body, or do you want to spray, or do you want this? So I said, at the end of it, we came to conclusion, send them 3 samples of a body perfume and 3 samples of a diffuser refill, 6 samples, and then make his son a body cream. So we decided that at that meeting. And then once I sent it to them, they ordered what they wanted, which was nice. They ordered
they could
smell them and things.
They could, and they could choose. choose. But the point there was, I suspect his wife was really happy because he, like you say, he'd been the one that initiated contacting you in the first place. So it wasn't as if he was, he had put the effort in. That's
Yeah,
what
it was good. I was so pleased with him.
Well, I suspect she was very pleased with him.
Yeah, she was surprised. She said, why didn't you give me any notice about this meeting? But then she did say what she likes. I was able to kind of extract what she wanted. Because it's difficult to extract what people want. Because people say, oh, I like lemon smells, or I like rose smells, or I like this smells. So I tried to listen to what they like and maybe give them a few samples. Because if you give them too many samples, it's confusing. I narrowed it down to 3.
Well, I actually was looking at, and I'm looking away from you because I'm looking at your website now. And when you go onto your products, there's an amazing amount of products that you've got here that people can choose from. And I will just share the page. Let me just share the screen with people so that they can. I'm getting better at this sharing. It's a little bit different from Zoom, that's all I can say. But as I scroll up and down here, you can see that there is a large variety to choose from. So getting it right, you do need to talk to your husbands and wives to make sure that you get the right fragrance. But you do room diffusers as well, I see.
Yeah, the four with the reeds as well. And quite often people have lovely bottles at home and they just want the refill. And they wanted the refill in this particular one, but they didn't want an ordinary one. They wanted one. I think in the end they chose one with grapefruit and a couple of other scents. So I sent them 3 different samples because they said, I just don't want a lemon one.
Right. Okay. So, and so you do the refills and then they use their own bottles.
Yes.
I have to say that sadly, I know, you don't, sorry, I'm going to start that one again. Stacey Solomon, do you? You know, the presenter.
Yeah, she's really famous.
She's very, I'm not going to say that I know her. I don't. I follow her on Instagram.
Brilliant.
And one of the things, she comes up with some really good ideas around the house, which I'm quite envious about. And particularly as her little ones are the same sort of age as my grandchildren. And one of the things she did was exactly what you've just said, buy the fragrances and put them in her own very pretty bottles. So, and I think that's what I really like, because you do have these wonderful ornate bottles around. I do anyway, ornate bottles around that you just think, I really wish I could have some use for that other than sat in the cupboard. And this would be ideal, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
That purpose and use it for a diffuser.
Definitely. And some people get really beautiful bottles like that, as you said, for Christmas, and then they don't really like the smell, but they want to keep the bottle. So they can put a smell they like into the new bottle once the other smell's evaporated.
Yes. Yes. And you do now. I've gone on to another page, so I'm sharing. And here we've got baby. So again, you provide products for baby showers, weddings, product parties, corporate gifts. Oh, wow. Lovely. There's a huge amount to look through in there, including your story that goes way back and how you came to being the Natural Fragrance Company, which is lovely. Let me unshare that. So if anybody wants to have a look at that website and see all the different products and what they can choose and find out a little bit more, because it's not only about Christmas, is it?
Not only about Christmas, no.
Not only about Christmas. We've been looking at some bits today and we've just said, do you know, let's not even try to rush this for Christmas. Let's do it for spring or Easter, or, it doesn't have to be on Christmas Day.
No, or New Year, because some people have New Year resolutions where they want to use more natural products. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So have you got any offers on, or have you got any exciting news, or, what you doing on the lead up to Christmas yourself?
Well, up to Christmas, I want to be able to give a free sachet like this of potpourri to each person who orders off me, which is really nice.
As an add-on to any orders, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so if anyone orders, I give them free potpourri.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's the kind of the main thing. Also, every month people have a winner of a free prize draw. So that I just randomly pick anyone.
So basically, you put all your buyers into a hat almost, and then pick out
Yeah,
one, and they get a free whatever the prize is for that month. Is that it?
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
surely you need to sign up for your newsletter, or have you got anything like that where you keep in touch with your
I
clients
do.
along
I
the
do.
way?
Every month I send out a newsletter. I do have an email
Brilliant,
newsletter. Yes.
brilliant.
Yes.
Sign
So
up for
people
that as well.
can. Yeah. Yeah.
Lovely. Well, thank you very much indeed. I'm sorry we had that little bit of a hiccup coming
Oh
in
no,
late.
I'm glad we got it working.
I'm so glad we sorted that out, and we did it between us. So let me just finish. Thank you very much. Was there anything else you wanted to say? Because I forget to ask, and that sometimes I've missed something out. Is there anything else you wanted to tell people?
I think the thing I wanted to tell people is that what they can do if they want to is to have something specifically made for them, just like that lady had with her husband. So if you can't find something you like in the shops, I'm able to do that, and I'm privileged to be able to make a perfume for a lady who can't use any of the perfumes in the shop. They just make her sneeze all the time. So
Oh, right.
I can do that for people if they
So
want.
I remember years ago going to Harrods, and they had that particular selling point that they would make up the fragrances. It cost I didn't buy it, but I looked at the prices. It was a fortune. It was lovely. It was lovely. And the room was lovely, luxurious like Harrods is. But it was to have somebody make up something that's to you, a bespoke thing for you must be unbelievable. It must be really lovely. So
Yeah.
thank you for that. That's
Yeah, I did one for someone's 70th birthday. She really liked it.
yeah.
Yeah. And it
Wow.
was affordable. I mean, I think, at the moment on my website is £50 to have that done. So that is affordable. So people could, club
Oh,
together or just have a one-off and just,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, if you think about how expensive perfumes can be, absolutely. Do you do them for men and women?
Yes, definitely. Men and women. That's a good point, actually. Yes, I have done them for men. I gave him 6 samples and there's one he picked. Thank goodness. Phew. Or else I would have carried on to because they're so individual. You can't always guess what people want. So he likes the 6th one, thank goodness.
Oh, that's it. It is for men and women along the way. So thank you very much indeed.
A
That's
lot.
been marvellous, Yewande. Thank you very much for joining me today. I will, like I said to you before, I will upload this onto my channel in YouTube and then give you the link, but it will have the link to your website and tag your name in it. So if anybody goes onto YouTube and puts your name in, then they'll be able to see it. If with your permission, of course. I'm not going to
Yes,
do
thank
it
you very much.
without your permission. And
Good publicity. Thank you.
it's free publicity, isn't it? And that's the whole thing about being visual and visibility. Visibility is my thing. If you can be the best company out there, but if nobody can find you, it's useless, isn't it? So it's all about increasing visibility. So thank you very much indeed for joining me. Just stay around whilst I switch out. And thanks everyone for looking at us today and being with us. And if you come in afterwards, do click #replay. So we'll say goodbye for today and have a great weekend.
Thank you. Bye.